All right, welcome everybody to the 10 a.m. Collider coffee break, where we just spend a few moments on a Friday morning keeping you updated on the latest news and events and what we've been working on here at Collider. So thanks for joining us this morning. So I will send it to Jamie to start us off today.
Thanks so much. So first of all, thanks to everybody that came by for the open house on Tuesday. It was great to see you all in our new location in the Minnesota Biobusiness Building. It was great to see some faces that I'd only previously seen probably over the last year on Zoom. So it was great to see some old coworkers coming back and showing a lot of interest and excitement for our new space. So thanks to everybody that came out. There still will be opportunities to view the space and definitely to lock in some special introductory rates if you're interested. If you haven't yet pulled the trigger on co-working here in Rochester, I think there's a great opportunity to do that before April 1st to get some great rates in a great new location. So thanks to everybody that came out, and I hope to see more of you in the coming weeks and show you around as we continue to add a little more coolness to this space. You can see I'm actually in the space right now. It's kind of white and kind of bland. So we want to add some life to it. And we think that the best way to add life to it is to just get more amazing people in the space. So hope to see you all in the next week. The second thing I've been working on the most this week is we're working on our first ever official pitch deck to go out and raise some funding for the next couple of years of operations here at Collider. So it's fun, I guess, to kind of turn the tables as I sit through a lot of people's pitch decks and give hopefully okay advice to people. I'm actually in that process now of building my own pitch deck. And thank you to everyone who I've shared this with, and your insights and comments have been amazing and I've really taken a lot of them to heart. And I am continuously modifying this pitch deck, it seems like, even probably at like 2 a.m. when I'm thinking about it. I'm still playing with it in my brain. So thank you all for your insights, and really, really excited about getting out there and sharing the great message about the work we do at Collider. So with that, I'm going to send it over to Eric to tell us what he's been working on this week.
Hello, everyone. This is Eric. This week, I worked on writing an article about the Global Village Market, which is co-founded by Mr. Kimson. So in this article, I wrote about how a Canadian refugee who's been living in Rochester for about 40 years, who started his own business in order to recreate something that is similar to that of a monk village that you would find in certain major cities and towns. And he wanted to bring in a culturally diverse destination where people can gather and exchange cultures, and also buy and sell food, arts and crafts, and also just enjoy in the little space. So in that article, I wrote about how some of the challenges he had to face as an immigrant entrepreneur, and some of the adversities he overcame throughout COVID, as well as a person who is kind of new to the business in the place. Coming up next week and the week after, I'll also be working on interviewing people on the theme of people who just recently got into business and people who are still new to business. And I'll be writing on like how they're doing what they're doing, what are some of their plans, what have they done, and there's a lot more coming. So those are some of the things I've been working on.
Thanks, Eric. So along that note, I'll continue with the stories that I did for Rochester Rising this week. So both in the podcast this week and in a story, an article story this week, I talked with Ginger and Kennis Knapp, who are part of the family behind the local family-owned women's fashion boutique La Vita. So I talked with Ginger and Kennis about, how they purchased this originally long-standing business in the Rochester community, which was called Blades de Ballet. It was started in the 1980s, what it looked like when they purchased the business, and then how they took that business through 2 economic downturns, rebranded it, completely remodeled and revamped it in 2020 to focus now on women's fashion, and how that feels a little bit more like them now. So check it out. It was a really fun conversation to have with Ginger and Kennis in the podcast today, in the podcast this week, and in an article that we shared this week as well. Early this week on Monday, we finally got started our women's peer group. So this group is sponsored by SMIF, the Southern Minnesota Initiative Foundation, and READY, Rochester Area Economic Development, Inc. And again, this is not a networking group. It's a group of women who started their own businesses. And it's just a way for them to get together with each other and really discuss the challenges that they're facing and figure out ways for each other to overcome those challenges. So this was our first meeting. We have 12 women involved from really across Southeast Minnesota in a range of industry, from retail to yoga businesses to marketing and branding businesses and event venues. So really eclectic mix of individuals. We had a wonderful first meeting, which is sometimes really hard when you're meeting virtually, but really looking forward to where this group goes over the next year. And lastly, yesterday, going along that same theme with women businesses, yesterday was our latest We Forum, our Women Entrepreneurs Forum that Collider's involved with. It was a really wonderful discussion with 3 really financial experts in the Rochester community: Natalie Slagle of Fuse Financial Planning, Tawanda Burks of Elocina, and Kayla Sherson of Lund Tax and Accounting, really just helping people understand financial literacy and what they need to think about financially for their business. So I'm sure that the recording of the discussion will be out soon, and when that's out, we will share it with you. All right, that is it for me. So I will send it to Jamie for his final thoughts this week.
So this last weekend, I spent a large amount of time actually with my daughter working to move a lot of stuff from our existing location in the Conley Mouse Downs building over here to the Mayo Clinic Business Accelerator. And it's almost like an archaeologist discovering a treasure trove of old memories. So I found a lot of shirts. We still have shirts from startup weekends that haven't happened for a long time. Found a lot of 1 million cup stuff that we need to get out into the community and not into my, my closet. But most importantly, I found an old Flickr stream that I had started for our last startup weekend, just to kind of show people on a video wall of what we've been doing. And I started to go into my old photos and actually take stuff from 5.5, almost 6 years and add it to that Flickr feed. And it's been actually pretty amazing to see all the work that we've been able to accomplish in the last 5 years. Sometimes you just get involved in these things and you kind of forget about them, but really seeing all of those photos put together really shows the impact that a small group of individuals can have on a community with an exceedingly low budget, as I've been thinking more and more about funding. But we've been able to do some really amazing things, and I'm really excited for the opportunity to work towards getting increased funding, which will help us make even a bigger impact in the community. So thanks to everyone for the past 5 or 6 years that has really helped the work that we do to really highlight, encourage, and accelerate entrepreneurs in our community. And I can't wait to see what we do in the next 5 years. So with that, I'll send it back to Amanda.
It has been fun to look at those pictures, some that I've not seen ever or for years. So has to be more of a regular thing, I think. All right. So thanks everyone for listening in today and spending some of your time with us. We greatly appreciate it. A major way you can help is just to like this video and share it with one person that you think should hear something that was said in the discussion today. So thanks for listening in, and we'll have a new coffee break next Friday.